Will it last long? No, it's too red. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from the heart of Winnipeg, Manitoba, as we are in Osborne Village today. We're at Diana's house. We have a lot of knitting to talk about.
So much to talk about. I almost ran out of space on my page.
Oh geez. We'll do a quick PSA or public service announcement. I'm noticing that we're getting new viewers, which is amazing. Welcome.
Hi.
If you're a returning viewer, it's probably not information that you need, but we're going to tell people anyway. That way we can all be in the know.
Ooh, the no.
It has been pointed out to me now that we are doing the spring garment make-along with the corner of Knit and Tea. Did I do that right?
Yes.
I'm always
The knitting is
getting-
more important than the tea.
Which
That's how I remember it.
I rank them equally, thank you.
No, knitting's more important.
But we say we're sisters in fiber. We're not actually sisters, we're just really good friends.
Yeah.
We were at one point dating brothers. Diana married hers, and me and the other brother separated last year. So, clear up any potential confusion that's going on. We're just friends. She has an actual real life brother. I have an actual real life sister. We are friends, not actual sisters. However, in my mind, friends are simply family you pick. So, sisters in fiber works for me, and Diana's never argued the point of it. She just lets me run with it.
Fair enough.
It works. That's our public service announcement. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have a lot of confusion going on, because life is hard enough. Let's keep things as clean as possible, people. It is. Life is hard enough.
It is.
We don't need to add extra stuff to it. That's just crazy talk. Do you want to let everybody know what we're going to cover this week? Oh, it's episode 10 something.
It is 106.
Oh, jeez.
Title to be determined, because we determine that after all the time.
Listen, the only thought in my head is those tiny little freaking crocheted octopuses.
Those are freaking cute octopuses.
They're
now,
so cute.
now I have to link them in the show notes.
Well, you were going to have to link them anyway.
Yeah.
There was no way I was making it through the whole episode without talking about it.
Octopuses? Octopus? Podies? Pie? I don't know. They're octopuses in my notes.
I think
I know
they're
that's
just
wrong.
called octopuses. She had a picture of more than one in a rainbow color, which might have been my initial attraction was, what's the rainbow colored thing? Let's look at that. And then I realized they were tiny little stuffed crocheted octopuses. What did I do? Immediately shared the link. Because I am that person.
Anyway, what we are covering this week, as I finish my stitch,
Sure.
what's in our cup, cool threads, woolly workings, yarn on the go, wool gathering, kniterature, and a review. Hey, remember when we used to do reviews?
It's been a while since I've picked up a magazine. I found one that really spoke to me.
Yes, it's a good
Really
magazine.
spoke to me.
So
And I went, oh, you have to come home. What I should do is just get subscriptions because I enjoy getting them in the mail every month or quarterly, depending on when it shows up. I just never actually do that part where I get the subscription. I keep saying I'm going to, and I never do.
well,
I need to correct that.
yeah, get on there.
You don't find them on print as often anymore. They're not as readily accessible as they used to be.
Fair enough.
Which is fair. Prints take a bit of a kicking the last couple of years. I have to remember where the camera is. I can't actually see it. Oh boy.
Generally straight ahead.
Oh god.
It's on a dark background this week too.
Doesn't
We
help.
rotated slightly so that
You
maybe
wanted
the
to
light
show off
angle.
the dinosaur skull?
We're experimenting with different lighting angles, so we're slightly rotated this week.
That's fine. We'll find one that works for us here like we have at home.
So, what is in your cup this week?
Oh, in my Naked Dinosaur mug, which is your Naked Dinosaur mug. I just call it mine while I'm using it.
Yeah, it's pretty much yours. I think you're the only person that uses it.
Really? Other people should use the Naked Dinosaur mug.
But I've got other great mugs that I like.
It's true, you have a lot of good mugs. I am drinking some Tim Hortons green tea.
Did you forget to silence your phone?
Oh, it's on vibrate, but somebody's calling me. I'm ignoring it. What? It's not do or die.
Fair enough.
I don't think it's do or die. No, it's Sunday. It could be my mother. Hang on, guys. Oh, it's mother.
Uh-oh.
Pause recording. What's in your cup?
Okay, gotta reset the timer.
No, we're setting timer.
Yes, resetting timer so that I know when we are gonna get cut off. Okay, in my Northern Knits podcast mug, I have
Shameless plug.
shameless plug. I mean, you're already watching the show, guys.
It's true.
God, I'm throwing tea now. I don't know where I'm
You're
at.
done.
I'm done. God, it's just again. I'm drinking organic hibiscus, and I swear that's the only thing in this tea. It's from Traditional Medicinals. I think it was a Christmas present? Anyway.
I don't know. I didn't want you to make the tea. You could have snuck something in there.
And I just gripped the box way too hard, and I just, like, popped the bottom out of it. I'm just gonna put that mess over there, and I'm just gonna...
Deal with it later.
Yeah, I'll just sit over here with my tea and try not to spill bright red tea on myself.
Yeah. That would probably be wise since you have to go to a family dinner after this.
I mean, I'm wearing a black shirt, so wouldn't see it necessarily.
Yeah, but you would know it's there.
Yeah, it would bother me.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's my yarn. There it is.
Alright. Which moves us on to...
Cool threads.
Ooh, Did you wear your usual suspects?
I have many usual suspects and some unusual ones as well.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Well, there would be the Rivers Wrap,
yep, that's the one on the chair behind you.
Exploration Station,
It's the one on the chair behind me. Oops, that you can't see at all.
your assortment of hats.
Actually, we only wore the one hat.
Ooh, did you just
I'm
wear
gonna-
your new hat?
My new hat, the Katie hat, which I'm going to put on right now.
Okay.
Although I think maybe, before I do that, I think maybe it needs a pom-pom. I don't know.
We were discussing this beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't understand pom-poms, but yes, it would look fine with a pom-pom.
So I think if I happen to come across one of those giant fluffy pom-poms, I will add it to the hat. But until then, it will remain pom-pomless. I also pulled out my giant alpaca cowl.
Ooh.
That's
It's been a
this
while
thing
since
here.
that thing was used.
Yeah. Well, it's too bulky to fit into a coat when it's doubled up,
Okay.
but it's not quite tightly woven enough to keep the wind out when it's really cold. So it's only...
This is really perfect weather for it.
Yeah, it really is. It's good for about -5, which is what it is right now.
Yeah.
So doubled up with my beige coat, it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect weight. You wouldn't want anything heavier than that anyway. It'd be too warm.
Yeah. So that's made an appearance. Oh, and Midnight Cravings posted a thing about Knox Knit Mountain Co's shawl cuffs.
Yeah.
And so I've been on that trend all week because I had a phase where I really liked leather cuff bracelets. So I unearthed those in the back of my drawer and I've been wearing them with my shawls all week.
Why not?
Because that actually turns out to be a really fantastic way of keeping your shawl.
It looked really good.
Yeah. And it turns your shawl into more of like a necklace thing. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to wear it quite like this anymore, you can just like flump it around and it does something different, but it still looks good.
Flump it around, is that the technical term?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
technical term, flumping.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
What have you been wearing this week?
I wore my squish shawl when it's cooler. I've been wearing my words coming out of my mouth. Goldfish memory shawl when it's been warmer. Like yesterday, it was +6 yesterday. I was outside walking. I didn't have a coat on, guys. I just walked around.
It was warm yesterday.
It was warm yesterday, which is such a Canadian thing to say. It was +6 degrees Celsius, so I ditched my coat.
I saw people in shorts and I'm like, it's not that warm.
Not quite short weather.
It's
like
not.
double digits short weather.
I guess.
Yeah, double digits. I'll be in capris. We'll be done, but I'll be in flip flops in double digits. So
Fair enough.
shoes are almost done for me.
But yeah, single digits is too cold for shorts.
Then on Thursday to the family funeral, I wore my Exploration Station because it's nice and muted, and it's a calmer color palette than I normally tend to choose. Being in blues and grays, not pinks and whites and reds.
Yeah.
Or lime greens and yellows.
Yeah, it might have been a touch too cheerful for
A
us.
touch too cheerful for where I was going.
Yeah.
But it was really nice and warm, so I literally had that and a lightweight sweater on, and that was it. So, and then today I am wearing the finished Northern Plains shawl.
Woo!
So
It's been on the needles forever.
Oh, jeez, yeah. It is my first design pattern. Theoretically, I'm finished arguing with Ravelry and have it posted shortly and have finished copies out to all the people who helped me test knit my way through this. And all I'm missing is some artsy fartsy photos.
Nice.
That's right, I said fartsy. As my mom would say, that's the technical term.
Very technical.
I'm not going to include a picture of my finished version because I'm a mirror knitter. So it's backwards to how you guys will have it finished. Which will just cause confusion. So I will include a schematic of what it's supposed to look like.
Well, see, what you can do is you can include pictures of yours and then just flip them.
Yeah, I'd
before
have
you
to.
post them?
I would totally have to because yeah, mine is definitely backwards to how it's. I was showing Red and she's like, "Why is it different?" I'm like, "Cause I'm a mirror knitter." She's like, "Oh my gosh!" And she was one of my primary testers. She knows how I knit. So I was laughing. I said, "It's not a wrap." So yes, it looks different. Top-down triangle, totally cool. Asymmetrical, my swoosh goes the wrong way. Because I'm a mirror knitter, so my angles look a little different than everybody else's, which is fine. I know that's how that works, but I don't think again, in an effort to not be confusing.
So confusing.
I will make sure that's as clearly labeled as possible for everybody. But it is done. I am happy. I'm excited to get that out to everybody so everybody can have it. I am just awaiting the gremlins in the machine to stop arguing with me. And boy, oh, have they been arguing with me this week.
Yeah.
Oh no, the podcast was the tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg this week, guys. Took me 2.5 days to figure out why Netflix wasn't being paid properly. With the help of 3 different people on tech support.
Oh, wow.
Across 2 different companies.
That's awesome.
Yep, I broke things that should never have broken.
By doing absolutely nothing.
By doing nothing, because it's an auto subscription. It's just supposed to come out on its own. I'm not supposed to have to do anything with it. Sure.
Weird.
My bank's used to it, because my bank knows it's just, they know it's not me. I'm just super talented at breaking things. Especially if they're tech orientated. It's a skill set.
Still think you should go into QA. You're really good at breaking stuff.
Really, it just, that thing should never have broken. That doesn't mean it won't. It just means it won't for a good chunk of the population.
What do we got next? We're on to Woolly Workings.
Oh my goodness, I probably have more things on the go than you.
You do.
Did you see my Instagram shot yesterday for the podcast?
Did, but I don't remember what it was.
It was a love seat full of projects in progress. And what was I doing? Oh, widening yarn for a new one.
Uh-huh. Sounds about right.
I did point out that you say I might have a problem. I don't agree with you. I did point out you said I might have a problem.
So if you ever wonder why Jocelyn has like 30 million things to talk about on the podcast and I have like 2 or 3.
You're more of an Among Us knitter than I am.
Yeah, that's why. I don't wind yarn for new projects when I have a couch full of other stuff.
I was bored. I didn't want to work on any of the stuff I had.
Do you want to start then?
Sure. I am working on my Boo socks, which is a colorway from Sea Turtle Fiber Arts. It is a Halloween colorway. So it is a white base with a black purple section and an orange white section. Black is black. The black is black. Then you have my favoritely coined phrase, Walmart purple. It's Walmart costume purple. And then candy corn orange. And the stripes vary, so it looks really cool. And you have definitely, it's not a solid striping. Within the stripes themselves is a lot of sort of faded spotting. It almost looks like watercolor. I was thinking about it this week. It's definitely watercolory in its look format. So nothing fancy, 2 at a time, toe up, basic on the magic loop, my sock recipe that I prefer the most. What I'm going to try to do different is on the heels of this one is I'm going to do an afterthought heel because I really enjoy the way those fit my foot. And I'm going to set the stitches on a DPN and cap off the DPNs and then knit the whole length of the sock and then go back and do the heel. Which will be interesting to see because if I can do that and manage it with the DPNs, I don't have to ask for help. Cutting the yarn, for the heels. So, a bit of an experiment. It lives as almost all my sock project bags do, on and off, in my Erin Lane bag, which I got, ages ago. It's Lord of the Rings themed. It also fits in my backpack really well. I'm knitting these on 2.5mm Chow Goose because I am that tight of a knitter. It's true, I am. Do I need to talk about other things?
I can jump in and do a thing.
Sure.
I could talk about the thing that I'm working on right now because it's already here in my lap.
Got it.
I am working on what I'm calling the House Colors Throw. I picked the colors based on the family crest that Chris designed for himself, incorporating his two parents' historical house crests. And so it's really cool. And this was, I think, initially conceived to be a wedding present. The wedding happened in August.
I think your original plan was it was going to be a wedding present for Chris, yeah.
Yeah, so that obviously didn't happen. So it's just a blanket. But it has black and white and red and gold, and it's all very striking and stripy. The pattern that I am using is a free pattern from Red Heart called Classic Corner to Corner Throw. It is so super basic. I did this after my surgery while I was really high on T3s. Like, when I was awake enough to be bored in the hospital, I asked for my crochet and I was working on this. So it's super duper simple. And I love it. It's great. The yarn that I'm using is... I don't have any of the ball bands.
Isn't it the Lions Brand Heartland?
You're right. Lion Brand Heartland. Yeah. Red Heart pattern with Lion Brand yarn in various colors. I think the red was Redwood, the gold was, I don't remember. The black was Black Canyon and the white was Acadia. I don't remember what the gold was called.
I don't either.
But it's linked on my project page, which is linked in the show notes.
They're definitely all like canyon nature themed things.
I mean, they're all just... Now, some of the colors are slightly heathered and some of them are slightly solid. That doesn't make any sense.
Tonal?
Anyway, a couple of them are slightly, I'm just gonna throw that sentence in the garbage because I don't know where I was going with that. I'm making a blanket and I like it. I'm doing it on a size 6mm hook, which is a J or a 10, depending on what sizing system you like. I'm gonna go with millimeters.
I like millimeters. It's consistent across the board.
Yeah.
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 That's my thing that I'm working on while we podcast.
Why not? It's worked out to be a good podcasting project.
Yeah. I don't have any socks on the go right now, so this is my nice, super simple, I can keep talking while I work on it
You
project.
don't have socks on the go?
I know, who am I? I don't have socks on the go.
Don't have socks on the go. That's crazy talk.
Crazy.
Alright, I have 1, 2, 3 more things to talk about. Because I left my blanket at home, guys. I literally got like half of a row on it done. There's nothing to talk about.
It still counts. It's been mentioned.
I'm continuing to work on my Winter Honey, which is a all-over cable pattern from Joji Locatelli? No, Andrew Mowry. I was looking at Joji Locatelli patterns earlier today. So as you can see, my beautiful, beautiful cable project did not make as much growth as it did last week because this marker is definitely only half an inch down from the cable as opposed to the 2+ inches it was the week before. So I have not been working on it as much. There's been a very good reason for it, though it does mean I am super not going to make it in time for the F This Knits Andrew Mallory along because I only have till the end of the month and it's the 24th today.
Yeah, you have until like next Sunday.
Uh-huh. So we'll see.
I don't think that's going to turn into a giant shawl in a week.
Neither do I, but challenge accepted.
That wasn't supposed to be a challenge.
I have a readathon this week. It's so not happening. I am enjoying the cabling pattern. I am loving the squish factor for this. I am making it out of some Briggs and Little Heritage, which is worsted weight for them. And I'm doing it in Country Rose, Dusty Rose. It's a pink, you guys. It's a really pretty pink. And it is, once I block this, the drape on this is going to be beautiful. I am very happy. I could have easily done it on a 6mm needle because I'm so freaking tight. But I did it on a 5.5mm needle, and that seems to have made the difference because the 5mm was definitely too stiff. But the 5.5 gives me a little bit of flexibility without being too drapey, so the cables show up really nicely. So that lives and goes with me in lots of places. It lives in a super smexy Ziploc bag. I know, high class, you guys. What? I only have so many project bags. 4 now. What I think? Do I put my yarn in my tea again? Possibly.
Yeah, you need more fiber in your diet.
Apparently.
Alright, what do I have next on my list? I have, well, this is on the top of the pile. Let's talk about this.
Sure.
I have been working a little bit on my Celtic Myths shawl. This was the one that you challenged me to have done this week. It was never going to happen.
No, that's the one I bullied you and said you should work on it this week and get it done because you're really close.
I got about half an inch done. I even remembered to put a progress keeper in it. Look at me go. So I'm just doing the edging, the knitted on fancy cabled edging to this otherwise plain stockinette semicircular shawl. It's so complicated.
It's a really complicated cable.
This is not TV knitting. This is not take it places and converse with people. This is, I am listening to a podcast and knitting and doing absolutely nothing more complicated.
Yep.
So it is very slow going, but I really, really like it. I did something weird at some point, and I added a stitch or did something so that my stitch count is slightly off. And so I keep having to add and remove stitches to make the cables line up. But you can't tell, like even I can't tell, which is why I haven't gone back to fix the initial problem because I can't figure out where it is. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep going and hope it works itself out.
That seems to be going well so far.
So this
you were gonna be so happy when you're done that and it's off your needles.
Yeah, and it's cotton and linen.
I'm good. Well, yes.
Doesn't count for the
over 50% done. You can't enter our own gift
I know.
Caftalons anyway.
Oh,
but that and your new skirt come springtime.
Yeah.
There is a method to my madness, and there's a reason why I bully her.
So I'm doing these on 3.75mm needles. These are the limited edition rosewood interchangeable needles from Knit Picks. That was my Christmas present to myself a few years ago.
Oh, I remember when you got those.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
And the yarn is made in Spain, apparently.
That's good.
It's from Juniper Moon Farm. The base, I think, is called Zoe. It is 60% cotton and 40% linen. It's got a little bit of a thick, thin thing going on, but that makes for gorgeous texture in the stockinette. If I can hold that up again. Makes gorgeous texture in the stockinette, and it's going to be super duper soft when I wash it.
Oh, and yeah, that linen's going to soften up, so is that cotton.
Yeah, and it's already pretty drapey, so blocking is going to make this amazing. But you can see I still have a ways to go with this edging.
Not tonight. That would not be a good project to take to the family dinner.
No, it would not. I probably won't even take any project to the family dinner because there will be children who think that I'm the best person ever, and I'm not really sure how I achieved that status, but I did.
Sure.
Which means I
have to knit a bunch on Monday.
Yeah. Oh, and
because we have D&D on Tuesday. I want to see progress, man.
I just like showing off my fancy color-coded chart.
Okay, so that's a really good chart. You did a really good job.
I took off a bunch of fine-pointed markers and colored in my cables. I can do this because this is a free pattern, by the way. Celtic Myths fingering weight. There's also a worsted weight or a DK weight one. Anyway, they're free. But yeah, color code your cables. It makes them so much easier to read, and then just use some washi tape to mark your spot.
Not all of us have moms who bought us like an 8x11 size box of washi tape to use.
This is washi tape that I had bought myself for this purpose.
She has a lot of washi tape.
I do. My mom latched onto a thing that I liked, and so now I have a lot of it.
Lots of washi tape.
Anyway, but this one I just bought myself for this purpose.
Oh, I'm thinking about bullet journaling my hobbies.
Oh, that's smart.
I might see if there's washi tape you might be willing to donate to this cause.
There probably is.
Because I have 2 things of washi tape. Do you want to guess what theme they are?
Halloween?
Yes.
I think I was with you when you bought those.
Not quite enough to separate all 4 of my primary hobbies. Short by 2.
Oh, and this is all in my teacup bag from Dragon Fiber Bags.
Ooh, how exciting.
Okay, that is all of the things I have to talk about there.
That's it. I got 2 more to go.
Okay, keep going.
We're not going to discuss how, because things happen. It's life. Mom's first dragon rest shawl. Remember how I said I was never going to knit that pattern again, which had nothing to do with the pattern. The pattern is beautifully written. It is a gorgeous shawl. I can't figure out yarn overs and pearls. I just finished a Goldfish Memory shawl like a month or so ago, and it has a lace pattern in it. No problem. Complicated pullover slide slip stitches? Yeah, sure, no issue. Yarn overs and knit 2 togethers. Mess with me every time.
Everybody has a thing.
Mom needs a replacement. God.
I heard this story yesterday, so the tears are done, but it's a very sad story.
It hurts. It's my mommy, and she loves the shawl, so I'm making another one. Out of sheer spite, I might just make the 3rd one for myself, because at this point I've committed to so much of my life to this shawl, it feels like. It is being done in the same acrylic gray that she initially got the first time, because she loves the color, and she cannot have wool, you guys. My mom's very allergic to it, cannot be anywhere near her. So I am doing this out of some, Barocco? No.
Bernat Premium?
Bernat Premium. I was like, it's a B word. It's the premium one. And it is done in their gray. It's a terribly exciting color name, but you know what?
It's gray.
It's gray. I am well past the core section. I am into my fingers. I will know that I'm done because I get free, or not reveal too much of it, but once I get to a certain size in this webbing, which I've made mistakes on, I'm not going back to fix it. It's not happening. Once this webbing reaches a certain specified size to fit my mom's body measurements, I will do my border and bind it off. So this did not exist last week. So if you want to know what I've been working on, look at that. I've done over half a shawl. It's worsted weight. It's not that impressive, guys. It's on a 6mm needle. They are my Knitter's Pride needles because I like me some moderately sharp pointy metal needles. And it's flying. I've gotten back into the groove of it. And when it's done and it's folded out, it's a top-down triangle shawl that looks like the center, back, and wings of a dragon.
It's a very pretty shawl.
New listeners and watchers, my mom loves dragons. She has a dragon tattoo, loves dragons. It was her 40th birthday present. So to have a dragon shawl makes complete sense, and it's nowhere near as crazy as the dragon shawls you were sharing with me a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was crazy talk.
Yeah.
That shawl is big enough, it lives in a portable lunch bag from Skip the Dishes. Because I needed somewhere to store all the yarn in a very large shawl, and that is the only bag big enough to do that.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that bag is seeing use.
It's seeing use. Do you have anything else, or is it just me?
I have some repairs to talk about.
Ooh, then you can talk about repairs, and I can wait and do my last project
Yeah.
in a moment.
I don't have them to show because I gave them back to my mom last night, but I've had a pair of her socks that I knit for her that blew holes on the ball of the foot. So those got repaired and sent back finally after I've had them for like a year. And I did such a good job that I was sent home with new repairs. So the thing about repairing gifts that you've given to other people, by the fact that you need to repair them, that means that they loved the gift so much that they wore it out.
I think we came to the conclusion that your mom just has sharp feet.
Yes, and personally also sharp hands.
I guess so.
But this means that she loves these gloves so much that she wore them out. So as much as I might grumble about fixing them, because there will be grumbling about fixing them.
Your mom is so knitworthy.
I am delighted that she enjoyed them this much.
Your mom is so knitworthy.
Like, so these were the Susie Rogers Reading Mitts, which is a free pattern, I believe, on Ravelry. And I did these out of, I have extra yarn here, fortunately. Diamond Luxury yarn in Mulberry Merino.
It's really nice yarn.
It's single ply 50-50 merino wool and mulberry silk.
Which is why it has no wear to it.
Yeah. This is the yarn she wanted, so I did warn her this might happen, but that's the yarn she wanted, so that's the yarn we did.
I'm gonna have to make me a pair of those. Those look amazing.
Yeah, so she gets so many compliments on these, so I just need to, I think, probably re-knit the thumb on both of them, and then somehow knit some kind of a patch here. For extra fun, there is pearl rose and knit two together yarn over lace. So that'll make my patch job, just that much more fun. Fun is the word here. Operative word, fun.
Recommended anchoring her patch in the garter section of her.
So, fortunately I have more yarn in the exact same dye lot, and I have a pretty good idea of how I'm going to fix these.
That's good. You have a fair bit of leftover. I might be able to do that on something I have like 75 or 80 grams worth instead of a full 100.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an exciting thought.
So, that's going to be, that's my repair projects right now. I fixed socks and I'm going to fix some gloves.
Well, it counts towards your knitting bingo card, doesn't it?
It does. That's when I fix the gloves, that'll be 2 of the 3 items I needed to get a square.
Oh, beautiful. All right, this does count for the cotton garment make-along.
Can't.
Which is
I've got a
not-
timer on my phone, so I know when the camera's going to kick us off.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Got a couple minutes.
I am continuing slow and steady progress on my Shrug Again, which is not a test knit, is a test knit. Really difficult to explain. It was not given to me to test knit within the parameters of before the pattern's published, but just as a, hey, could you check out the numbers at the second largest size, which is the size I need to knit for the girls. So, I have made some progress. I put in a progress keeper. It actually is one of the ice cream cones that Diana gave me. So you can see
Ooh,
I made some excellent progress on a fingering weight body garment at the 2XL size. It's not insignificant, you guys. I am working in a silver color from Premier Cotton. It is 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. You would not know to touch it. It has got any acrylic in it at all, which is beautiful. And the stitch definition is gorgeous on this one. I am very happy with my progress so far. Would I like to be like on ribbing and sleeves and stuff? Yeah. Am I there? No. I know better. This is a great take places and knit project. It'll probably come with me to D&D on Tuesday because it requires next to no thought at its current stage. And I've still got several increases to go before I split for my sleeves. So it is coming along nicely. I'm doing it on 4 millimeters. Again, the pattern itself calls for a different needle size, but to get gauge, I had to go up because I knit so tight.
Mm-hmm.
Only 1 needle size, but I know better. I had to do that. So I'm excited once I've got it split and I've done my decreases and I can try it on. Can't wait. All of my yarn currently lives in here. It's theoretically going to take 5 balls. We'll see if that works. And it lives in my Not So Cute. Did I remember the company this time?
Oh, not so into knitting.
So into knitting. Not So Cute are the ladies who do the crochet.
You're correct.
These things. This is my Halloween project bag, which I thoroughly enjoy because I am a massive Halloween fan. That's what I worked on this week. Sure.
I have one other future knitting thing. So it's been in the plans for a while, but I finally got my mom to pick the color that she wants.
Oh, excellent.
So, some backstory. My mom found this gorgeous coat at a secondhand shop. It's an ankle-length wool alpaca blend coat, like fully lined. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, it sounds too warm.
It's not like super thickly lined. It's like
Okay.
perfect for the like minus 10-ish
Okay.
kind of like
My brain
this
just
kind
went,
of weather.
oh man.
Yeah, no. It's not super thick.
Okay.
It's perfect for like
Whew.
cool early spring.
Got it.
Throw a sweater under it and you can go a bit colder.
Okay.
It is like a honey brown color, I'm gonna say.
Sure. I've never seen the coat, so.
The only problem is that my mom has very long arms, so the sleeves are just a bit too short. So that means when she's trying to drive and her sleeves are like down here and her gloves only come down, they're like there's like some cold arms thing going on. So she asked me very nicely if I could knit a pair of cuffs that she can sew onto the lining on the inside to just extend her coat sleeves by a few more inches. So we finally got together and she finally picked some yarn for a color, so it's some leftover Cascade 220 from my Rivers wrap
Ooh.
in the camel colorway. So it's
To
just
go with the honey brown camel colored coat?
yeah,
Yeah.
it works. It's yeah, it like matches, but it's like a different shade of the coat.
Oh, so that's what it looked like it not matches on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be going with this browny beige color to go with the darker brown coat.
Oh, good.
It's like it's got more of a caramel color to the coat, so it goes with the caramelliness of this, but it's a
Okay.
lighter color.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Cuffs are nice and easy.
yeah, so it's just going to be some 4-inch long 2x2 ribbing cuffs. That's it.
That's perfect travel knitting.
Yeah, so I just haven't just figured out what needles I need for it yet, which is why I wasn't working on them while we were podcasting.
That's fair.
So next week I will hopefully have a pair of cuffs to show off.
Personally, I'm hoping we both have octopuses.
You're really on with the octopuses.
I have purple Cascade 220 sitting at home, calling my name.
You're gonna have a million octopuses suddenly, aren't you?
Not a million. At least one. If I'm honest, 2, so I can give one to my cat. I don't have eyeballs, so I'd have to embroider eyeballs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's not the worst.
No.
Especially if you're giving it to your cat.
Yeah, if I'm giving it to my cat, definitely embroidering the eyeballs.
I think that is all of my things.
That's all of your things. Oh my goodness.
Is that all of your things?
Oh yeah.
Woo! Gals go.
That's next.
What's next? We have some yarn on the go, which is largely your section, because I go places and don't bring my knitting.
It's a bad habit. We gotta break you of that one.
Well,
It's not
I
a bad
can't-
habit. I just
I
like
can't
teasing.
knit at my desk at work. It would be rude to knit during Toastmasters, especially if I'm the Toastmaster. So,
There's some places you go you can't knit. Yeah. This past week we did Knit Nosh, so I went and I knitted there. It is a knitting event, so knitting is encouraged. Though we welcome any craft making. We're not like, oh, you weave. Man, bring your loom. Got a little portable loom. Let's do it. We had one lady who was working on embroidery. We've had ladies working on cross stitch, crochet. Like there's a lot of crafts out there where that group is really good at just being like, nah man, you craft. Come join our table. It's really cool. Then Thursday I knitted at my great aunt Irene's funeral. My great aunt Irene was a knitter, so it made sense to me to do that, and the family was very excited that I did because none of her granddaughters knit or her daughters or sons knit. None of her grandsons knit either, so I was one of the few family members who actually knits. So I worked on my socks while I was there because Halloween colors. I wasn't going to cast on another pair of socks. My great aunt Irene wouldn't have cared. She'd just been happy I was knitting. So that was good. And then I was knitting at brunch today. I was out with a friend. We were having brunch, and he works a lot. Like, a lot. So his job requires him to be on call pretty much all the time. So while he was answering work calls, I worked on my knitting.
nice. I had family dinner last night, and I worked a little bit on this blanket, and I've got another family dinner tonight where there will be children, so I will probably not work on anything, but I'm going to be very optimistic and take my blanket anyway.
Well, you never know. You might get lucky.
It's not going to happen. I'm going to have to be told all about the Pokemon and the video games and all of the other important things that are the most important thing ever to the 6-year-old.
Well,
As it should be.
yes. That's just sort of the nature
Lest
of how
anyone
it works.
think I'm complaining, I am not complaining. I am delighted. I am confused as heck as to how I became the favorite adult. But I am
'Cause you're
delighted
not-
with this role.
You're not an immediate adult, so you don't hand down rules.
That's true.
Or
I never
enforce
have to make
bedtimes.
rules.
So you just sort of fall into the favorite adult range naturally,
Because
because you're not a parental unit.
I also come with video games sometimes.
Yes.
No, that also, I suspect, has something to do with it.
That may also have something to do with it.
Anyway, so that's... There will be yarn. Whether or not it gets worked on is negotiable. I do believe that brings us to wool gathering.
Woohoo! Not a ton of wool gathering. We did our Patreon Google Hangout yesterday. That was a lot of fun. So it is the second last Saturday of every month. It will sort of rotate depending on when long weekends fall, because Diana goes out to the cabin during long weekends. So we're doing that up, and we may have to change it in May because you leave late May.
No, I should be back. We'll see. We'll
We
see.
have dates for her honeymoon.
Yes.
So I will figure that out. I will make sure we have enough advance notice. This is also super advance notice. The 2 weeks Diana is gone. I have put my foot down and said I too also get to take a vacation. So each one of us are filming a vlog before we leave, and we will be posting that on YouTube. It won't be available as the audio podcast because it's not the audio podcast, but it will be something available on YouTube for everybody while we're away. Because if she's taken 2 weeks, I'd like to take 2 weeks too.
Fair enough.
It also means all of the things I'm going to have to show you when we get back.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be traveling, so I'll have none of the things. Actually, no, I'll have some yarn. Guys, I'm going to Amsterdam. I'm gonna go to Stephen West's yarn store.
Yes.
Yeah. So just putting that out there.
Our entire knitting group would disown you if you didn't. Could you imagine telling Miss Sear Reds that you didn't go to the Stephen West store while you were in Amsterdam?
Especially because the B&B we booked, it's like a 20 or 30 minute walk.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
don't tell them it's that close or they'll never, ever, ever forgive you. It will be like 10 years from now and they'll bring up, you remember that one time when you were all the way there and you didn't go?
Yeah. So I will be going to the yarn store. Fear not, there will be yarn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited to see what yarn you bring home from your home honeymoon trip as your
Yes,
trip yarn.
I bring home travel yarn. I don't really get like the touristy doodads and whatnots. I've done that
makes
before.
sense, yeah. No, I think for
So I get
for
travel
you,
yarn.
the yarn makes a lot more sense.
Because then I have the yarn. Every time I see the yarn, I remember some of the trip. And while I'm working on the yarn, I remember the trip. And then
Yeah.
while I'm wearing the finished thing, I get to remember the trip.
I think
So.
that's a really good idea. So I bring home birthday yarn from Saskatoon every year for Diana from one of the local yarn stores out there as a late birthday present. So I'm always bringing her something new. So I said, this year, my birthday yarn should come from Amsterdam if you go. And she's going. So I would like my birthday yarn to be Stephen West yarn, please.
It will be, fear not.
Thank you. Yours will be super soft and squishy and possibly from the grand opening of the Midnight Craving store.
Excellent.
Because I'll be in town for that. Which I'm pumped for.
A little bit jealous. But Stephen West yarn store.
I was talking to my dad because I have to blog, right? And he said, yeah, we're totally doing a yarn store crawl. So it's going to be me and my dad in the vlog. Hitting up all the yarn stores.
Excellent.
My dad is best dad. I have a pretty cool dad.
You do. He's a good dad.
He's a good dad. He lets me drink too much coffee. And then complains I'm talking too fast. I always look at him going, yeah, let me have 2 cups. What were you thinking?
This was clearly a mistake.
He usually takes me home and passes me off to Mother at that point. My mom just looks at him. It's like giving a kid too much candy. Don't do it.
This is why we drink tea on the podcast most of the time.
You guys. Diana's had to deal with me on 2 cups of coffee.
It's an experience.
I go really fast.
Was that everything? I think that was everything.
Yeah. For wool gathering wise, yeah.
Cool. And we're on to literature.
Books.
Books. Burks. Oh my god, Burks.
Oh my god, books.
Yeah. I have physical copies of books this week.
You've been reading. I'm very excited for you. We don't guess whether or not I'm reading. I talk about the books I'm allowed to. Oh, you see me hold my ear, guys? I think I have an inner ear infection. I'm gonna go to the doctor tomorrow and find out. My ear's really bugging me.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's that or someone's continually punching the side of my face. I don't think someone's continually punching the side of my face. So
No, I don't think
it's
so.
an inner ear infection.
Seems more likely.
Yeah.
Well, I will start with a book then.
Absolutely.
You may remember this one from before. It is At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. Started reading this one for a readathon in January?
Yep.
And I got so disgusted with the number of words in this book. That sounds stupid.
It's not inaccurate, but yeah, I get what you mean.
I'm pretty sure he was paid by the word or something because he uses 30 words where 10 would do.
Oh no, he was just a wordy writer. Some of them are.
I really hate that style, I have come to learn. But the story is good,
believe
so
you
I'm
go with-
slogging my way through it because I will finish this book.
They're verbose in their use of language.
So
There's your
many
$5 word for the
words.
podcast. Is verbose the right use in that context?
It was really good.
I hope so.
It was a really good.
I don't know. I am not a Lovecraft fan.
Sentence. Wait. Being non-pairing and semi-vegetable in nature, the Old Ones had no biological basis for the family phase of mammal life, but seemed to organize large households on the principles of comfortable space utility and, as we deduced from the pictured occupations and diversions of co-dwellers, congenial mental association.
Yeah.
That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 lines in very small font to say they didn't really have families, but they lived together as friends. Too many words, but I like the story, so I'm going to finish it.
I finished listening to Circus of the Damned by Laurel K. Hamilton, which is book 3 in the Anita Blake series, which I am currently re-listening to. Well, to the point where I can't re-listen anymore, because she's been writing Anita Blake series for over 25 years. Over 20 years. I started reading in 97, 96. That shows my age. And she's still going. So it's a long-lived series. But not all of them are audioed. So at some point I'm going to have to flip over and start reading them again, which is fun. I'm enjoying the audiobooks. So it was super good. They have squelchy sound, background sounds.
Ooh.
They do mood music when it's time to have the shootout.
Excellent.
Very, quite thoroughly enjoy when it's more like a radio play. I'm like, oh, yes, this is so good. So happy. So I have the next couple of books in that series lined up, ready to go. I finished The Reluctant Duke by, see, this is why I gave you the names earlier, because I knew I was going to forget.
Christine Donovan.
It is a historical bodice ripper. It was delightful. It was exactly what I needed it to be. The dudes did dude things, the girls did girl things. You had your action in the middle. Boy meets girl, might be torn apart. True love wins in the end. Always a delight. I quite enjoyed it. They are, for me, my relaxing reading. And then I finished Something Gods...
Baron of Godsmere.
Baron of Godsmere.
I'm looking over here because I have my notes.
Which is why I gave them to you. Which does not have... I like the cover art because it's really interesting because they've got the sword in between the two primary characters with the cloth around the sword. And they're both fully dressed, which is weird. Romance, fantasy, sci-fi. The girl's full dressed. That's just weird, guys.
It is.
You're just not used to it when you read as much as I read. I quite enjoyed it. I don't think I gave it like a massively good rating on Goodreads because like the writing isn't like, yes, give this person tons of money. But it was a good story and I enjoyed the characters.
Nice.
I have an adventure-thon starting on Monday. There'll be more books. I'm going to try to sneak in that Dale Mayer, the start of the Heroes for Hire series that my mom gave me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know how much of that I'll actually get done, but my mom was telling me about a book series. So I, of course, added it to my list because she went, it's funny. Well, that's all the sales pitch I need from my mom. I gotta read them. Especially since she said it with a snort of laughter.
I saw the cover art.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good, you guys! Well, she wasn't wrong about the Cyborg romance series. That was delightfully painful. So good. I loved it so much. What, some people watch Futurama and Family Guy.
Oh, no. I enjoy cheese. I just, there's a level where there's too much cheese.
Archer. I don't watch any of those. I don't get them.
Yeah, no, me neither.
But I
It's
do
not my style.
like cheesy romance novels. Salt and fierce.
So I have not a cheesy romance novel that I'm also reading here. Very, very slowly. I've been slowly. Cannot emphasize slowly enough.
Slowly?
Yeah.
Got it.
This is Nemesis Games, which is the 5th book in the Expanse series.
Well, right, you were talking about last week where you did the 5th book things.
It does the 5th book things.
Yeah.
The characters all split up and go investigate their own backstories and have their own action and plots.
It's a 5th book thing.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's super necessary by book 5. You need to do it.
So in the event that you are only watching the TV show, which you absolutely should be if you're into sci-fi, it is amazing.
Never seen any of it.
There are 3 seasons on Sci-Fi, I think, and then Amazon Prime is picking it up for season 4. It is Game of Thrones level politics and action and all that in space. and it just is really good. Just watch it if you're into sci-fi. If you're not into sci-fi, it's probably not your thing. The books are always excellent. They always end on a level where it's like, oh my gosh, big reveal! And then you're like, how are they going to top this in the next book?
And they do.
And they do. Every time. So, I'm really enjoying it. I like sci-fi. I think there's 7 books. Or will be 7 books. I don't know, I've got the series down here. There are in fact 7 books currently. I don't know if that's the end of the series.
Ooh.
And I can't say very much about this book without giving things away that would be spoilers to anybody that is not at that point yet. So I'm just going to stop talking about it.
Do you remember when we were at the, no, it's the bookstore at the Forks. McNally's
Yeah.
satellite store in the city here. And we found that book, How to Un-F Yourself.
Oh yeah.
I found it on Audible.
Ooh.
I totally bought it.
Nice.
I'm super going to listen to it and see if it's just as good as The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F.
Good.
Which was a very good self-help book. I actually recommend it to people because it's not full of... It's full of far more practical advice. It is just like, rather than doing a lot of coaching to get you, it just sort of tells you. I'm okay with the slightly blunter aspect of just correct the behavior. It's fine.
Nice.
I just found it the other day and I figured I'd tell you about it. Then again, come on, I spent last night watching Sense and Sensibility on Netflix with my hair in a bun, drinking tea in a room with my cat. Could I get older?
Just reverse the digits on your age.
That would make me... How old am I now? 36? 37? How old am I?
I don't know.
36, I think.
You're 6 years older than me, right? No, 8 years.
8 years older than you.
Sorry, Chris is 6 years older than me.
Yeah.
That makes you 36.
Yeah, I'm definitely 36. That would make me 63.
That sounds about right for the Sense and Sensibility and the tea and the cat.
Yeah. Sure, I'm 63.
Looking good for 63.
Man, I can get a senior's discount. I'm pumped. What?
Is that it for books?
That's it for books. Next week will be a slog, and I'm sorry in advance.
That just leaves us with the review of the magazine.
I bought a Crochet World magazine, and it shouldn't shock you when we reveal the cover as to why I bought this issue of Crochet World. Because it is all-time favorite Afghans. 40 all-time favorite Afghans.
This one on the cover is amazing. It's a stained glass window. It is actually based on a stained glass window.
It's a cathedral stained, what is it? Cathedral rose stained glass Afghan.
I think it was just Cathedral Rose
Afghan?
Hang on. Cathedral Rose window.
Window. Okay, that's the word we're missing.
On page 82, because I wrote this down, because I knew that was the one that we were going to talk about mostly.
Oh, you guys, it's so pretty. This is not one of those, oh, I should make. This is one of those, I'm buying the yarn for it.
It's pretty.
I'm sitting down, I'm working out what colors I want to do it in, and it is happening.
Shiny, pretty.
Now, if I'm smart, I will start it after Stash Dash this year, so I can work on it for a full year.
It's the only picture I have of it.
Yeah, there's not a ton of pictures. They do the charts and stuff. There's not a ton of pictures for it, which is totally okay. It wasn't the only one I super liked and really want to make, but...
So my caveat is I'm not super into Afghans, but there were still some in here that are pretty great.
Well, I really want to make the vintage floral.
Yep, mine too.
And I really want to make the...
Hang on, let me show a picture of that one. Page 32.
Because we're both secretly 70-year-old crazy cat ladies.
I think we're secretly like 70-year-old Victorian ladies.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
There we go.
I swear too much for a Victorian lady.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's flowers.
It's a vintage Afghan pattern. It looks amazing. And I'm thinking rather than like, say like 70s or 80s colors, do it in a monochromatic gray to white.
Oh yeah.
How classy.
That'd be very classy.
I also really like the Winter's Eve, which is going to happen in the colors it's in if I can find colors close enough to it. Because
Do you have a page number for that one?
No, why would I do that? That's just the next one on the list I liked.
Oh, this one. Okay, it's right
Yeah.
there.
Because I like those pops of greens and reds and whites and blues. Like it looks like something you pull out at Christmas time.
It does.
And the little center ones the center motifs remind me of snowflakes.
Yeah, I guess they do a bit.
That's going to happen. When? I don't know. When do I have time to add like 6 more blankets to my list? I don't. I'm going to anyway. I really want to make them. Oh, what was the other thing I really wanted? Oh, the On Point lace throw,
No, yep, that would be this one.
which is a beautiful lace format, but what I'm thinking is making it bed-sized and putting a nice linen or cotton underlining on it for a summer blanket on a bed with matching pillowcases.
Okay.
Wouldn't that look nice?
Yeah,
That looks so pretty.
I can see that.
Yeah, it looks so good. Again, because I'm moving towards a handmade house and handmade wardrobe and stuff, so like I'm starting to convert a lot of my stuff into things that I've personally made, which is really nice. Did you see the Rippling Waves one?
Probably. Which one's that? I don't know. Oh, hang on. This one is one that I liked.
Which was that one?
The Popcorn Windmills Afghan.
Oh, that one!
I don't know if I want to make it because I don't like doing bauble stitches, but it would be so fun to pet. I can just imagine sitting on a couch and just petting all of the baubles. It would be fun. It looks like a really good texture, but I don't think I really want to make it. If that makes
That's
any kind of sense.
Totally fine. Ooh, the mitered shell throw.
Mitered shell.
It's back towards the front.
But that's not helpful. Wait, is there an index in here?
I think front page.
Hey! Okay, sorry, we're looking for the which one?
Mitered shells.
Mitered shells.
I just dyed my hair. It's a little weird. It's acting
Choices.
weird today. And by just, I mean like on Wednesday, I went super red. It's actually Faria.
Ah, yes.
That
Yeah, this
box
one's interesting.
dye, but it's the crushed cherries color, so like it's red.
Trying to get this without the shine. There we go.
I'm thinking for red. See if she likes that pattern.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because I could definitely do it in her colors and it would look really sharp on her couches in her living room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm just going to pass her the crochet Afghan books I have and just tell her to pick which one she likes, and that's the one I'll make. Though I did tell her she could not have the cathedral rose until after I've made one for myself.
Seems reasonable. I liked the
I liked a bunch of them.
Tunisian Argyle throw, which is on 72.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
So this one has, it's got just a little bit of color and some cables, and I'm always a sucker for cables. I don't know how well this is getting shown off. This is a very, okay, there, I think that's not totally shiny now. Yeah. So Tunisian Argyle throw. I've never done Tunisian crochet. Wow, I can't speak today.
You and words are struggling.
I'm struggling so hard. Tunisian crochet. I have some hooks, but I don't think they're long enough to do a whole blanket.
I think you'd have to go to one of the ones with the cable.
I think so.
To do the blanket.
Anyway, so that is 40 must-make Afghans, all-time favorite Afghans from Crochet World. Yay!
We also have a wheelchair set in there,
Oh yeah.
which I really liked because I have my Aunt Jerry has a walker now, so I'm thinking make that for her. So when she's sitting with the walker and resting, she can tuck that on top of her legs.
Can I find it?
It's
There
really
it is.
handy if you know somebody with walkers and wheelchairs because it's just a nice. It's a little trio set, but I really like the blanket part for the legs and stuff. So I think I might make her one of those too. In super bright, cheerful colors, so she can maybe see them.
Nice.
It'll be really good, I think.
Mhm.
And handy, possibly for Dorothy too, one of my mom's friends.
Mm.
She has to use a walker a lot now too. And she complains that she gets cold when we have to stop and rest, so that might solve that problem, because it'll just transport in the walker.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that is all-time favorite Afghans from Crochet World. Retails for $9.99 US and $10.99 Canadian.
There's so many pretty patterns in there. There's baby blankets, there's lapgans, there's reversibles, there's like, you've got a lot of options in there.
Lots of good stuff
Yeah.
if you're into blankets. I'm not into blankets, and there's still some good stuff.
I'm really sort of falling off the edge on that making blankets kick. I really enjoy just having blankets around that I'm working on periodically. Wordage.
Uh-huh. Words are hard.
Words can be very difficult.
I believe that just leaves us with events.
Yep. What do we have for time?
Like a minute.
We have events left?
Just events. Let's do some events.
Alright, so the yearly podcast anniversary knit along is wrapping up really shortly.
Yeah.
You guys, get your stuff into the FO thread, because that's where we pick the winners from. Super important, and it's to help us celebrate 2 years of podcasting, which is a crazy number of years to think about. We have, I think, successfully been weekly.
I do believe so.
I don't think we've missed. I think your honeymoon will be the first time we take a vacation.
I think I've missed one or two, but you had a guest or did it by
Yeah,
yourself or
Yeah,
something.
because you missed the week before, the week after your wedding, but we had guests in for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were too busy the week before, which we both knew, and way too tired the week after, which we both knew was going to happen. But we have successfully had a weekly podcast for 2 years.
That's crazy.
Isn't it nuts? And technically we won't be missing because we're vlogging in advance, so people will still have stuff. It just won't be the usual thing.
Neat.
Nifty to think about. We've been that consistent. Very proud of both of us.
Yeah.
Alright, then we have just started as of the 20th? 21st? Whenever the spring equinox was.
That was Wednesday. That was the 20th.
Okay. We started the spring cotton garment make-along. It is a craft-along, you guys. You can sew, you can crochet, you can knit. This is a thing. If you wanted to spin your own fiber, weave your own fabric, and sew your own item, that would also count. That's intense.
That is intense.
That is super intense, but if that's what you want to do, man, do it up. Absolutely, no problems. It's going to run until the summer solstice, which is the 21st of July. No, June. June. All adult-sized garments count. We did make the call that there's more work and effort put into an adult-sized garment than it is to say put in for a baby garment. So I kind of went, that's not super fair if you don't have or don't want to knit for babies. So, if the internet wishes to get mad, I am the person to get mad at. Otherwise, we are running it in conjunction with A Corner of Knit and Tea, Laura, who is a lovely podcaster. We are running separate chatter, and for the moment, potentially FO threads. We're still sort of finalizing the details for that because this is the first time we've worked together on a collaborative knit along, crochet along, sew along, make along. We have a hashtag. It'll be listed in the show notes for everybody to use so we can find your stuff on Instagram and watch your progress, which is where you interact mostly with me, and Diana watches and monitors the chatter threads and the FO threads for us. So you have that stuff. Ideally, work in cotton or linen blends if you like. If you are super anti-cotton, do it up in wool. It's totally fine. It's not the end of the world. We're just encouraging cotton when you can. Sweaters, shawls, skirts, dresses. It's a garment. You put it on your body, it counts, right?
Yep.
Got it. Prize-wise, me and Diana are going to do skeins of yarn and project bags because that's our tendency to do. Laura is an amazing spinner, and you can opt to get fiber, or she will spin the fiber for you and send you the yarn she has made.
Which is amazing.
She's a very talented spinner. It's like life goals.
Yeah.
Be that good. That'd be exciting. Super exciting. For any of the people who participated in the Year of Succulent who are prize winners who are waiting, it has been a cluster. I'm going to send an email out to everybody. I should message them on Ravelry if I can. When I'm not so angry about it, I instantly go into rant mode. I'm full on still rant mode, and I don't, that's not fair to just complain at people for no particular reason. So I am trying to get a hold of you guys and maintain my level of calm, which is not happening right now. Diana can tell you I'm still full-blown rant mode about this.
Oh yeah.
I'm really upset at the delays and why we've had to face this delays. So I still have your addresses. We are getting you prizes. It is not been a pleasant journey for me to get this sourced. the podcast anniversary prize is already sourced and done and ready to go. So thankfully that has been taken off my plate because Daria from Cloud9 Fiberworks, who is amazing indie local dyer to us, has donated a skein of yarn for prizing for you guys for that, which is amazing. So I'm going to finish up the project bag for that this week, and then I will start posting photos so you guys can see what you might potentially win. Ooh.
Exciting.
Because it's important. What else do we have going on? I'm miserably failing at the F This Knits Andrew Mallory along. I am bombing out of that hard.
Eject.
Eject. The Knitting Bingo Challenge card runs all year. So I work on that in bits and pieces. As I finish things, it counts, like when I finish the shrug again, it counts as a garment.
True. Oh, it's in cotton too. Oh, I see what you did there.
No, it's supposed to be in cotton. I was just excited about it. So that's a thing. And then I think other than that, we're going to get geared up for Yarn Festival season shortly.
Yeah. May the 4th is that's the Little Britain Yarn Festival at Little Britain Church in Lockport.
Yes, it is.
Don't have a time on that, but it'll be linked in the show notes to the event page on Facebook.
I'm not going, so I didn't bother to memorize the time. Sorry.
And June the 9th, which is a Sunday? Saturday?
Saturday?
Whatever. June the 9th, which is a day of the week.
It is, in fact, a day of the week. Oh my God.
Will be the Blue Hills Fiber Festival in Brandon. Also at times that I don't recall, but again will be linked in the show notes.
Will be linked to the show notes. We're going to do a day trip out there. So if you guys are in and around the Brandon area and you see us at the Blue Hills Fiber Festival, stop us. Come say hi. I guarantee you I have not seen you wave. I don't mean to not see you wave. I just won't.
I'm just oblivious, so yeah, just holler at us and come on up.
It's a thing. It's also hard because we'll be in, I spent my high school years in Brandon, so we're going to do lunch. If Grandma's up for it, we might stop in and say hi to Grandma.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, so we're making a day trip of it. The 4 core of us in the knitting club that we host once a month. I say we, it's usually me, but it's fine. Somebody else is going to have to host in May. I will be gone.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I have faith in you girls. You all know how. Other than that, Laura and Leslie have mentioned that Stash Dash is upcoming shortly. Laura has a lot on her plate with school wrapping up taxes and getting Stash Dash up and ready to go, so they don't have any permanent details out for that yet. It is a knit-along, craft-along? It's a craft-along because spinning counts. That they do every year. They're the Knit Girls on YouTube. They are another podcasting group. They do a sort of challenge yourself to see how many kilometers of knitting you can do over a summer period. So over a 3-month period while Laura's on break from school. She's a librarian. I love setting ridiculous goals and trying to reach them because I like challenging myself that way. So Diana loves setting actually attainable, reasonable goals and making them.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I injured myself last summer and I was short 500 yards. Yeah, I was short about 500 meters from my goal.
Wow.
Yeah.
With an injury.
With an injury. So I'm like, feel like I should be able to, but we'll see how busy my schedule is. And I will make my plans moderately accordingly. I'm just probably going to pick the biggest thing and see what I can do. And fail again and not worry about it. Then we've got other things that are like Tour de Fleece is going to come up because we both want to do more spinning in our lives as we enjoy it. In September we'll have the Manitoba Fiber Festival, which occurs here in Winnipeg in the city. And then after that, we'll be into holidays. That's going to come up a lot faster than we think.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that right now. It's still spring. Barely spring.
Mm-hmm. I almost had another project to show you, but I had to frog my start.
Aw.
My cast on numbers were wrong. It's a commission for a Christmas present. Crazy talk.
I don't want to think about Christmas right now. It's only March.
That's fair. Only for another week.
And it's still only April.
That's fair.
Can start thinking about it in July.
No, jeez, July is way too late. We could do Christmas in July. Yeah, that's what I thought that was going to be. And that's a negative kid. All right, otherwise that's it. And I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
Don't forget to knit. Got like a row and a half done on this thing that's not small.
We were pretty concise. We just have a lot to cover today.
I was surprised.